I'd like to welcome now Elizabeth Schmelzel. She's a senior attorney at the Capital Area Immigrants Rights Coalition, which strives to ensure equal justice for all immigrant adults and children at the risk of deportation in the Capital Area region and beyond. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Good afternoon, Washington. Thank you so much for being here. As you just heard, I am an attorney with the Capital Area Immigrants Rights Coalition, and I work almost exclusively with people held in detention centers in the DMV. Many of our detention centers around this area are privately run, meaning they are profiting quite literally from the continued caging of people who tend to be black and brown. In fact, under 3 different administrations that I've done this work, never once have I had a white client. Never once have I represented a white man in a jumpsuit being held in a cage because he is seeking asylum. Never once.
That's right.
Never once have I walked alongside a white woman seeking relief from domestic violence and coming to the United States to seek that relief. Never once. Never once have I stood inside a courtroom with a white client next to me, seeking a better life. Never once. And we have inherited this system, this reality, from the history of this country. Friends, one of the very first pieces of immigration legislation passed by the United States was called the Page Act. It was passed in 1875, and it said that women of Chinese heritage could not enter the United States. It was followed 7 years later by the Chinese Exclusion Act, which said any Chinese laborers could also not come to the United States. It was based in racial animus towards the Chinese population. And the residue of that racial animus in our immigration system and in all of our systems is alive and well today. Think about the news right now. The United States is rightfully opening our arms to up to 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. That is right, and that is good. What are we doing to our Haitian siblings? What we are doing to our Haitian siblings is turning them back on airplanes for a country where the president was assassinated and gangs are filling up power vacuums and kidnappings and and sexual violence is ubiquitous. But we are sending them back and we are whipping them on the way. And I don't know what's going to happen when our Ukrainian siblings get here. I'm excited for that day and I'm happy for that day. But I have a feeling their children won't be taken away from them at the border the way that the children of our Central American siblings are taken away from them at the border. And so, friends, I say this as a reminder of why we are all here, because the change in administration is not a change in our systems, and we need it all. The occupant of the White House is not the solution to our problems. So we gather here today to bear witness to that reality, to learn more about our ugly history, and particularly for those of us who are white, to own up to it. To show up at events like this, not as a performance, but as an openness to real transformation. Because the theme of this event is right. We cannot wait. We need equity and justice.